You clicked on this video because you know the feeling, that deep, primal satisfaction when someone is acting like a total jerk, pushing boundaries, and suddenly the universe delivers a swift, undeniable punch of consequence. We're not talking about slow, philosophical karma. We're talking about that instant, delicious kind where the camera is rolling and the justice is undeniable. Every single moment in this compilation is a reminder that bad behavior rarely goes unpunished, especially when you're caught red-handed. For the next few minutes, we are your judges, jury, and executioners, bringing you the most spectacular moments of immediate, humiliating retribution that prove the world has a sense of humor. Get ready to witness the downfall of entitled people, the public meltdowns of road ragers, and the epic fails of the internet's most recognizable bullies. Each clip has been hand-selected for its sheer, unadulterated pleasure, the kind of schadenfreude that just hits different. This isn't just entertainment. It's confirmation that the scales of justice still work, even if they sometimes use a banana peel or a conveniently placed police officer to balance the books. The sheer arrogance of some of the people you are about to see is truly breathtaking, making their resulting dose of reality even more satisfying to watch unfold. You will quickly see why the moments when these bullies get owned are the clips that absolutely break the internet. So if you're tired of seeing self-proclaimed main characters acting out and winning, this is the safe space you've been looking for to indulge in a little righteous satisfaction. Don't forget to hit that like button to let us know that you're ready for this journey into immediate justice. And subscribe so you don't miss our next compilation of epic public humiliations. But right now, we're not even waiting. The very first moment of divine instant retribution starts in just 3 seconds. Our first case study in consequences involves a guy who thought the rules of the road didn't apply to him, proving that reckless driving quickly leads to something much worse than a simple fine. He believed he could intimidate his way through traffic, but he completely forgot about the watchful eye of the law and the speed of modern technology. Stick around, because what happens to him next is just the beginning of this justice parade, and trust me, the crowns are coming. Here we have Exhibit A, a textbook road rage scenario. This driver, clearly late and completely unconcerned with public safety, decides to dangerously cut off a line of cars because his time is apparently more valuable than everyone else's. He leans on the horn, throws his hands up in a dramatic flourish, and generally acts like a menace, convinced he's winning the traffic game. He should have looked just a few feet ahead of him, or maybe just looked in his rearview mirror. Because right there, tucked perfectly into the traffic, was a very patient, very observing patrol car that had a front row seat to the entire theatrical display of entitlement. The instant those sirens flickered on, you can practically see the realization and the fear wash over his face. That transition from aggressive fury to instant, defeated submission is a highly potent form of therapy for the soul. Next up, a quick reminder that mockery is a dangerous game, especially when gravity is involved. This self-satisfied individual thought they were clever, laughing at someone else's minor misfortune, unaware that the universe was preparing a comedic setup just for them. Their moment of laughter quickly turned into a moment of pure personal regret, proving once again that karma's aim is surprisingly precise. The editor's note here is simple. This is the power of the instant in instant karma. There was no time for an apology or an escape. The consequences arrived before the original act of malice was even completed. It is this rapid-fire delivery of justice that keeps the energy of this entire compilation at a breathtakingly high pace, so don't dare blink. Moving from the road to the sidewalk, we find a brazen show-off attempting a risky stunt right where he shouldn't be, displaying pure disregard for the rules and other people. He clearly expected applause for his athleticism, but instead, he got a painful lesson in physics and momentum. And speaking of painful lessons, we got a moment coming up where a notorious porch pirate learns the true meaning of a delivery surprise. We need to take a quick breather from the chaos to give you a sneak peek at one of the most explosive karma moments later in the video, just to make sure you stay with us. Look closely at this thief. He thinks he's home free with his stolen goods, the ultimate winner of his petty crime. He has his prize, he has his escape route, and he is feeling completely invincible in this single frame. But if you stick around until the end of this compilation, you will witness the utterly spectacular moment when his arrogance comes crashing down in a truly unexpected and hilarious fashion. Trust us when we say that this clip is worth the wait, as the community finally gets its sweet revenge on a career criminal. It has the kind of poetic justice that makes you want to rewind and watch it 3 more times. Now, back to the madness. These people who cheat and cut corners seem to operate under the delusion that their bad behavior is somehow invisible to everyone else, especially on a crowded highway. This guy decided to use the emergency lane as his personal express lane, completely.
However, the design of the universe, or perhaps just the road layout, decided that his little shortcut was about to become his biggest problem. The look of utter, trapped frustration on his face as he realizes his genius plan has failed is simply priceless, providing that classic dose of satisfying regret we all crave. This is peak low-stakes, high-satisfaction viewing. Every time we see one of these moments, it reaffirms that the laws of traffic and the laws of physics are ultimately impartial, punishing the arrogant without exception. But that kind of minor defeat is nothing compared to the complete meltdown we are about to witness when an entitled Karen tries to intimidate the wrong service worker. Enter the legendary Karen, a modern symbol of misplaced entitlement and aggressive social bullying, who feels the need to use her volume to compensate for her lack of valid arguments. She has clearly decided that this minimum wage employee is the cause of all her problems and demands instant, disproportionate action. She truly believes her screaming gives her power. However, the script is flipped when the manager or business owner steps in, not to appease the unruly customer, but to swiftly and professionally defend their staff member. The utter shock on the Karen's face when her intimidation tactics fail, and she realizes she is the one being asked to leave, is a beautiful study in instant failure. It's the kind of power reversal that sends a gratifying shiver down your spine. Moving on to a classic case of low-level cruelty, we find a group of teenage bullies attempting a harmless prank on an unsuspecting target, recording the entire thing for their own amusement. Their smug confidence is palpable. They are convinced they are about to deliver viral gold at someone else's expense, not realizing they are about to become the victims of their own terrible planning. The instantaneous snap when their perfectly engineered scheme explodes directly in their faces, often involving water, dirt, or public humiliation, is a masterpiece of immediate comeuppance. The abrupt cut from their cackling laughter to their shocked cries of distress perfectly captures the essence of a bully being absolutely owned by their own stupidity. And for a final moment in this section, we have a bold parking bandit who thinks his expensive truck gives him the right to steal a spot from a waiting driver, only to find the space is reserved for something tiny and inconvenient. You might think that's the end of their bad day, but trust me, the punishment is only getting more extreme as we move toward the final, unbelievable moments of karma. We are now entering the final, most satisfying stretch of this karma compilation. But before we show you the rest of these epic consequences, it's time for a very quick reminder. If this video has brought a smile to your face and confirmed your belief in instant justice, we'd love for you to join our community. Your subscription is the fuel that keeps the wheels of internet justice turning.
Seriously, take 1 second right now and hit that subscribe button. It's the fastest way to get notified when we drop the next batch of bullies getting owned and entitled people having their day ruined. We promise to keep delivering this high-quality, high-satisfaction content straight to your feed every single week. It's a guaranteed dose of feel-good revenge. Now, let's get back to the good stuff. Remember that arrogant porch pirate we teased earlier? Well, his moment of reckoning is about to happen, and you will not believe the combination of factors that completely ruined his otherwise successful crime spree. The irony of his punishment is truly off the charts. He was so focused on the stolen goods that he completely ignored the rest of the environment, a common theme among these self-absorbed wrongdoers. His fate serves as a perfect cautionary tale for anyone who thinks they can outsmart the system and escape the consequences of their greedy actions. Justice is coming for him in a massive, unforgettable way. But even that epic takedown might not compare to the sheer scale of the final few moments we have lined up for you. Get ready to see the most expensive, most humiliating, and most public forms of immediate, unadulterated payback, including a financial fail that cost one guy his entire career. Here it is, the moment you've been waiting for. The full cinematic viewing of the porch pirate's spectacular downfall. His crime went perfectly for about 10 seconds. But then the combination of circumstances, neighbors, and his own poor physical condition completely betrayed him. This is a masterclass in how small crimes lead to massive, unexpected humiliation. The entire community got to enjoy this front row seat to his defeat, a perfect example of what happens when people decide to watch out for each other and refuse to be victims. It's not just the failure that's satisfying. It's the immediate, public accountability that this kind of video provides, shining a light on the bad actors. Now for the big-budget karma segment, the consequences of trashing property or causing intentional destruction. This individual thought they could have a moment of rage and simply walk away from the mess, but they forgot about security cameras and the immutable laws of civil litigation. That massive fine is the ultimate receipt for bad behavior. The shock of realizing the true financial cost of their temper tantrum is a level of instantaneous regret that money can't fix. It's a potent form of justice, targeting the one thing these arrogant people value most: their wallet. The sheer expense of their failure turns this clip into one of the most satisfying examples of payback. And now, the grand finale of this compilation. A spectacular road rage incident where the aggressor receives a catastrophic and immediate penalty for their recklessness. Get ready for the last 2 seconds, because the look on this driver's face right before the end is the ultimate definition of instant soul-crushing regret. There it is, the perfect summary of everything we've watched. The aggressive driver, convinced they were right, only to be undone by their own impatience and arrogance in a massive, definitive way. That moment of impact, or the sudden realization that their car is completely totaled, is the emotional peak of instant karma. We hope you got all the justice and satisfaction you came here for. We let that clip linger just a moment longer, because sometimes words are simply not necessary to convey the scale of the failure. That single image of pure, unadulterated defeat is the ultimate emotional release after watching all these scenarios unfold. It's the final nail in the coffin of arrogance. Now, if you enjoyed watching all these bullies get owned and the spectacular delivery of instant karma, there's no reason for the good times to end right here. We have an entire playlist of satisfying justice just waiting for you, and we've linked the very best one on the screen right now. Click that video on the screen to continue your journey into righteous indignation and gratifying revenge. It's the best follow-up to the madness you just witnessed. We highly recommend diving into our compilation of Karens who found out and regretted it. The justice doesn't stop, and neither should your viewing. Thank you so much for watching and for sticking with us until the very end. Your viewership is what makes this kind of satisfying content possible, so make sure to leave a final comment about your favorite karma moment today. We'll see you in the next one, but trust us, the next batch of entitled fails is even more spectacular. Don't forget to like and comment.